It was a Friday evening when my wife told me she planned to meet up with some coworkers. At first, I didn't think twice about it. She'd gone out before, and I had no reason not to trust her. But that night, she never came home. I stayed awake until daylight, listening for the sound of her key in the door. It never came. By morning, unease mixed with doubt. I called her phone again and again, but there was no answer. I tried to convince myself she'd simply had too much to drink and stayed over at a friend's place. Still, a nagging feeling told me it was more than that. Around 10 the next morning, a message finally arrived. It was short and cold: "Don't worry, I stayed with a friend." No apology, no explanation, nothing to put me at ease. That single text spoke louder than words: she wasn't being faithful. I didn't confront her right away. Instead, I stayed silent and started watching more closely. Over the following days, her actions only confirmed my suspicions. She clung to her phone, smiling at messages she wouldn't share, and suddenly her quick errands stretched into long, unexplained outings. She acted as if I couldn't see what was right in front of me. One night, after she was asleep, I checked the phone bill. The same number showed up repeatedly, especially late at night. I dialed it, and a man answered. Just hearing his voice was enough to make my blood boil, but I hung up without saying a word. That alone was proof. I didn't want yelling or messy arguments. If she wanted to betray me, I would quietly let her destroy herself. My plan was simple: prepare everything in silence, and when the time came, leave her with nothing to stand on. Over the next week, I shifted money from our shared account into my own. I gathered important documents, printed phone records, and even saved copies of some of her messages when I could. Piece by piece, I built my case. By the next Friday, she tried the same excuse: "I'll be home late." "Don't wait up." This time, I just smiled and said, "Okay, have fun." She looked almost relieved, too relieved, as if she believed I was still in the dark. That night, instead of waiting, I packed her belongings into boxes: clothes, shoes, every trace of her scattered through the house, then neatly stacked them in the garage. By morning, the house was spotless, as though she'd never lived there. Around noon, another text arrived: "I think we need to talk." I didn't answer. Instead, I left a letter on the kitchen table, taped to a box of her favorite things. It read, "You chose your nights out and your lies. I choose peace. The joint account is closed, the locks are changed, and my lawyer will be in touch on Monday. Enjoy your new life, you earned it." When she finally showed up, she tried the handle and realized the locks were different. She knocked, called my name, even cried. I watched from inside, calm as ever. She had spent the night in someone else's arms, and now she had nowhere to go. Later, her family called to accuse me of being too harsh. I sent them the evidence: the phone records, the texts, the late-night calls. After that, the phone went quiet. Everyone knew the truth. Letting go of years of marriage wasn't easy, but the moment I closed that door, the weight of betrayal lifted. She had gambled with everything, and she lost. For me, revenge wasn't about rage, it was about reclaiming control and walking away with dignity. As she stood outside, pleading with me to let her back in, I realized I no longer felt anger. I felt free. And that freedom was the sweetest revenge of all.